It's been too long, but we kind of just hit the ground running again, so a lot of fun.
The game is starting.
You have wonderful penmanship.
Keep my wiener out of your impure thoughts.
I've always been a huge fan of John's. He's brilliant in an out-and-out comedy.
Working with Will is like working with no one else for me. There's a strange familiarity with each other right away.
I think it's perfect.
Really? You're not just saying that?
No.
From the moment I met Will, we immediately looked at each other and had this moment of, hey, we're like related or something.
Sherlock, you've come for me. I knew you would.
Getting to play around with the world of Sherlock Holmes alongside John C. Reilly is great.
Seeing them back together, it felt like a reunion, and it just felt like something I think we've all been waiting to see for 10 years.
We were being reunited, in terms of working together, but we've always stayed connected as friends.
We've always been wanting to keep working together, and this was just a unique opportunity to put our comedy spin on these iconic characters.
This came about, we thought, boom, and we jumped in.
It's a box.
It's
It's a box.
all right.
Their chemistry is amazing, as everyone knows, and it's not an act. In real life, they're almost like family members.
My mother's ashes! My father's ashes! Now why isn't that landing on any of your things?
I allow Will to take the lead sometimes. He allows me to take the lead sometimes.
We improvise, knowing how to play off of each other, just trying to be true to the character and trust that it will turn out funny.
The Roman Empire was built on chugging urine.
Long may they stay dead.
He's drinking slagging. Is that a cut? Yes. Okay.
The only reason to do this movie is to make it so crazy.
They're eavesdropping on our urination.
How dare they? I've got to chase them away.
Run away!
Get out of here.
Scat!
Go on, go on.
Go! It's amazing how effective urine is for crowd dispersal.
The movie is where we capture them for a couple minutes on film, but it doesn't stop before or after we're shooting them. They're sort of always in that dynamic.
Oh, God, what are you eating now?
Chicken beaks. Chicken beaks. Chicken beaks. Chicken beaks. Yes, filled with felicitous oils, calciums, and vitaminium. My calculations, I've extended my lifespan by 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They have a real intrinsic trust of one another and the sort of faith they have, and if one of them throws something out there, then the other one immediately picks it up and throws something back again, and there's a real exchange.
What's it like for you when you kiss a woman?
I suppose it's kind of like eating an oyster. They make my mouth into the shape of a butthole.
Thrash about like this.
It's like a secret language. They just know how to work with each other, and it's really lovely. It feels like a real collaboration.
Pucker like a fish.
Oh, like a fish. Can I touch your lips?
Suppose?
And do you ever draw blood?
No, not like an octopus. Just a friendly pucker.
We'll do the scripted version a couple times until we feel like, well, we got a very good by-the-book version of the scene.
Telegraph a picture of this and make sure you get the banger and the beans.
And then Will and I will think of some stuff on our feet as we're going along.
And make sure you include Excalibur and the stones.
The king and his 2 chambermaids.
And you get the dragon and his wings.
Yes. The timpani and the kettle drum. And let me show you mine. The beam and the lug nuts.
Feel free to exaggerate.
Do you have any idea what he's referring to?
Please don't make me sing that.
That's part of the joy of when you go into post-production and you watch the daily and it's like, oh my God, that thing was so funny. I forgot we did that.
Your blindness to the obvious astounds. You're like a potato.
A dobricot.
Yes, an idiot melon. A can't read a lady.
Oh, a boobberry.
Blueberry.
Will and I will often turn to each other afterwards and like, what did you say? We can't even remember what we said sometimes because you're trying to just stay in the moment and open your stream of consciousness so things just tumble out of you. And it's been a really fertile way for us to work together.
It reminds me of Istanbul.
Exactly. And what did I beat in Istanbul? Syphilis!
We're never going for jokes, just trying to act out the scene in an honest, believable way.
And that's worked very well in the past when we worked together, improvising with each other and goofing around.
Oh, capital idea.
Do you mind buttoning me up?
Of course.
We really have an embarrassment of riches with this cast.
This movie has inspired a bit of casting.
Oh!
Yes.
I've always wanted to write a movie about Holmes and Watson, and with this cast of such gifted actors and comedians, you know, it's going to be pretty fun.
He's onto something now.
It's not a spoof on previous Holmes and Watson movies. It's got its own brand of humor.
This is the best part. Now you're taking the fun out of it.
Where's Sherlock Holmes? He's almost late for the trial, he is.
Sherlock's an iconic character because he's the ultimate genius, sort of detached from the emotional world, detached from humanity. And Will has learned the accent. He's immersed himself in the world of Sherlock.
I'm a brilliant genius. I'm not conceited, it's just the way I am. And I have such an amazing brain, and it's just a fact.
I'm afraid my art is long gone. I received a gift which confirmed my thesis.
Sherlock is played with logical precision. That is kind of a hallmark of the character. And Will certainly does that. This cold logic. I won't be involved in emotion or feelings.
Will is the best Holmes because he can get away with anything and still not seem like a bad guy. His superpower is that he can be these guys who might be a jerk coming from any other actor, but he makes them lovable because he's Will.
I'm so used to watching him and seeing him be funny that I was just expecting everything he said to be funny, but then I realized, oh wait, he's just like a very genuine, nice person.
Help me, Saint Agatha, untire of knots. Is that the right saint?
No, it's better.
When we convinced Will to become Holmes, we needed a Watson. And then when John was available, it just seemed like the perfect set of buddies to be Holmes and Watson.
It's really great to work with Will Ferrell and John. You can just chat and tell them anything. They're always like willing to help as well if we ever need anything. Yeah.
Just remember the 3 H's of a sore throat. Honey, hot water, and heroin. It's actually quite good for you.
Watson wants to be thought of as a best friend and a co-detective, and like all these aspirations for himself, all based on his love of Sherlock. But there's a struggle for Sherlock to be able to allow that to happen.
You want me to be co-detective?
Watson has so much faith in Sherlock, and a big part of this movie is getting to see something that never happened in the books, which is, what if Watson really does want more? And John brings that question to the movie.
It was a big responsibility to play this character because I've been a fan of Sherlock Holmes and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's stories as long as I can remember. So it was very nerve-wracking that first day, but soon enough, Will and I were together and improvising with each other and goofing around.
And a little tilt of the head like a quizzical dog. Hi! I've got some really cool filters on this thing.
I hope that this movie is surprising because you'll get to see actors playing these roles in a way which is completely unexpected.
Sometimes I like to make them talk. Get out of my guts, you wonker.
It's remarkable how you make him come to life like that.
When we went after Rebecca Hall, she was the first person we tried to cast for that role because she was sort of our dream person. And she brings so much real-life intelligence to it. You can really feel that she's Holmes' equal.
These women are here to identify their well-to-do husbands' bodies.
I am the doctor.
Look, Watson, grief has scrambled her brain. She thinks she's a doctor.
She really gives Grace this kind of high status because Sherlock Holmes is very skeptical that women can even be doctors. And so she gets to have the upper hand with Sherlock, who very few people get that.
A lot of the humor that comes with her character is part of a play on stereotypes about Americanisms and how British people view Americans and how Americans view British people.
Rebecca's so amazing, and she has a lot of experience with corsets, so I've learned a lot from her about how to get into it without passing out. That was really helpful.
Lauren Lapkus plays Gracie's companion, but she was raised by feral cats. She doesn't know how to speak. She's sort of a blank slate.
Etan has allowed me to push this to an even crazier place than I would ever expect. So there have been times where he's like, oh, you can go further than that, and I already think that I'm being so crazy and weird. So it's really cool that he wants it to be as absurd as it is.
Lauren is from the UCB Theater out in New York and LA, and we just got her to do our very first read through the script, and she was so brilliant that we were like, she just has to do the part.
Mrs. Hudson? Where is that woman? Hudson! 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 Hudson!
Mrs. Hudson's their housekeeper, their landlord, and Kelly is known much more as a serious actress, and she always gets typecast as kind of a goody-goody. She really loved finding her inner villain.
The last book in the Sherlock Holmes canon is complete.
When Etan offered me the part, the way she was written was quite Cockney, so I thought I was being hired to do that. And then I found out that he wanted me to play her Scottish, so that's been really interesting.
She brings that character to life in a way that is above and beyond who we thought we could ever get.
She's a right old cat in bed. Everyone in earshot of the Bow Bells knows she goes like the clappers.
Everyone who knows anything about Sherlock Holmes, and maybe if they don't, they know that Moriarty is Sherlock's arch nemesis. When we talk about making a real Sherlock movie and there being real tension, real drama for Holmes to play off of, you need the best Moriarty you can have. And we're like, hey, we should cast a Ralph Fiennes type. We'll never get him. Holy shit, we have Ralph Fiennes.
Look at him.
He pours his own tea.
He likes to create his own sauce.
He is Romeo and Juliet.
That should do it.
That's just such a coup, an actor on his level to get to kind of come and play with us.
What? Look.
It's Billy Zane!
Today we have the honor of being blessed by Billy Zane boarding the Titanic in a little gag that Etan was keen to throw into the film. So we've asked a favor of Billy and he's blessed us with his presence.
Where's the bar on this canoe?
Next thing I know, I saw a draft of the script where as we're saying goodbye to the Titanic, we look and there's Billy Zane. And I remember saying, oh, do you think we can even get him? Like, well, we're gonna try. And to his credit, he said yes right away.
Make way for Zane.
I think it's in Will Ferrell's rider. I think that's part of his on-set demands that I have to turn up in his movies to play myself. So I'm looking forward to clocking more genres, more themes, time traveling, Zane sightings would be my great pleasure.
Mr. Ramsey. Who do you want killed? I'll wax his gubby! I'll crush his chimney!
Sherlock Holmes has this network of little urchins that live in the streets who are his band of informants.
We're kind of commonly known on set, not really as much as our character names, just as the urchins. Come on, you Max Bounds! Fancy a knuckle sandwich? It's really fun fighting and being mean.
One of the more brilliant parts of the movie was where the urchins have a little fight club fight in this little bar room. It might have been one of the better choreographed fight sequences I've ever seen. It's a great little example of something that's shot really realistically, but is it's two kids going at each other in a very real but comedic way.
What we've decided to do is set the cast a challenge. Every time they go for a break, we want to try and get them to steal pocket contents from the crew. The crew have no clue.
Let's do some pickpocketing. Did you miss a choice of this?
Oh, look, that's why you want to hug me, little bastard.
I'm not sure they're very happy with that, but so it was really fun. I got an iPhone once. Jackpot!
I haven't witnessed them stealing anything yet, even though I can't find my passport.
Pickpocketing 101 complete.
We all just live and breathe these characters and really mean it when they say something.
This whole cast just brings real acting chops to these jokes. I think it highlights the absurdity of Will and John, and getting them to react to those situations is, I think, so much more fun when it's played real.
Girl, I wanna, don't you wanna, what we gonna, can we?
I found out why I'm on this lovely planet of ours, and that is to make love to sweet, sweet Mrs. Hudson.
That woman is the supreme empress of bondage, and I am her humble student.
I pray in there. That room is a sanctuary.
There's no place for God in there.
I can say in no uncertain terms that Mrs. Hudson possesses a sexual vibrancy paramount to any woman I've encountered.
You dirty boy.
Let's go. Should we?
She made my face do funny things.
V plus V equals ecstasy. And so much better if you do it twice.
The one in my room always smells like fish pie and swamp.
It was the best night of my life.